at Emirates because I have full confidence in my squad to absolutely pick them the fuck apart. I'm going to be honest with you. With how shambolic I watched them yesterday, granted Xhaka would have a fucking brace. And that's saying something.
Your whole fan base has done a full 180 on
Dude,
Xhaka.
he's redeemed himself. He has. Like what we saw from him where he threw the armband down, he wanted nothing. Man, he's clawed, he's fought. He's wanted to be here, man. That's all you can want. Throughout the worst times that this club has ever been here, what's one player that didn't ask for a leave? Granit Xhaka, because he wanted to be here to see it turn around. There's nobody I think that deserves it more on this roster right now than him to see what he's, other than maybe Saliba, who got it the short end of the stick early, kept getting loaned out, never got his opportunities, and now he's come back and he's played phenomenally.
Is that really the short end of the stick, though? That's just how it works.
Well, because he was told by previous management, you know what I mean? He was led on to believe that he was going to come in here and be a centerpiece right away, and I'm glad that he was handled the way he was handled, 100%.
Isn't he is he 20 or is he 23?
He's 20.
So
he's like 21. He was going to come in at 19. You know, that's like what's what Emery's telling this guy. You know, so
hey, Emery's back in the league.
Yeah. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. I'm so glad we get to have that back.
Yeah. Well, good evening. He's going to go back down to the championship. So
they look good. What was it? 4-0 win
to who?
Aston Villa beat Brentford.
Brentford is the new Leeds. No, Brentford is the new Leeds. They either win by 4 or they get slapped the fuck up.
No, because Brentford actually play really well at home.
So they either win by 4 at home, or they lose by 4 at home to Arsenal, or they get slapped the fuck up.
I mean, yes and no. Thomas Frank is just a genius. Better manager than Jesse Marsh. Ivan Toney, better striker than Bamford. Bamford can't stay healthy. Rodrigo's found form this season at Leeds. Yeah, that just threw me off.
No, Ivan Toney has looked phenomenal, and honestly, he was a target for Arsenal in this summer window, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about that.
He's a baller.
But definitely, if he were offered up to us in the January window as a backup, absolutely, man.
He's not going to want to play in a backup role.
Well, no, he's not going to want to play backup, but if he were willing to come to a bigger club to know that he's going to contribute something to something bigger.
Aubameyang's deal is done in the summer or January. Well,
I'm happy for Aubameyang. I can't be mad for that. I can't be mad at that, man. Like it wasn't working out with Arteta. It wasn't working out at Arsenal, and I was glad to see him go to Barca and score goals. Like, obviously I don't want to see him come to you guys, but the dude's happy. He's living life. He's scoring goals. Like, that's all I can want to see for a guy that contributed as much as he did to our club for the time he was there.
Saved them for 4 years.
Yeah. Like, I have no ill will to that guy. I know a lot of people feel sideways about it, but not me. Like, it's a new era. It's like Giroud. You know what I mean? Like, he was there. He played for Arsenal. He played for Arsenal hard. He played for Chelsea hard. He plays for Milan hard. You know what I mean? Yep. Like, he plays for whoever he's contracted by. He's going to give you everything he's got. Yep. Can't take that away from somebody. Now, somebody like Hector Bellerin that was like, I'm a bitch. Yeah, you can go fucking get fucking put out over there at Barca. Fucking 2 of the goals that man was laying on the ground for, and then one of them he was like, I think one of them they actually had called offsides, right? Didn't you guys have an offsides goal?
No, they both. Oh, well, there was an offsides goal, but it stayed
so
disallowed.
He was laying on the ground for that, and it stayed disallowed. And then for the other 2 goals, he was just fucking. It's like, no, bud, you kept him on side.
Go to the bathroom.
You're over here looking at him this way, like.
Couldn't be the best striker that never was in Marcus Alonso.
Well, he looked pretty awful too. The 2 of them over there was the Wonder Boys.
So better off on the road.
Also, do you mind if I
gonna kind of bring it back into MLS?
Yeah, let's do it.
Joseph Martinez told no longer is he in the plans of Atlanta United.
Good. Fuck him.
I mean, it's been like that for, 6 months?
6 months.
So.
I mean, he has been feuding with the manager
Yeah.
So the
Berb
question
is
you're
not
about to
one.
ask, do you want him here?
Hell no, I was bringing it there.
Hell no.
I was about to say that's a no, sir.
But there was, I believe it was a couple weeks ago, maybe a month or two ago, links with him and Charlotte. So for him to go from Atlanta to Charlotte, him and Swiderski up top.
Swiderski shit.
Okay.
No,
better
I'm
than
honest.
Kara.
Barely. Well, Kara's good. Okay. Kara is not the standard, but Kara is the new Tesho.
Yeah. Dike is a standard now. You bring
Yes.
in a player that good.
So that's
Dike is a standard.
that's somebody we're going to talk about when we get into the men's national team a little bit. But it is no. I mean that could be something for sure. Josef Martinez and Swiderski, but I have no confidence in Carroll.
The fact that his name is Carroll hurts. Like I know he's from Europe, but Carroll really.
You're a bum. No, yeah, I have no confidence in him. He didn't look good. He didn't look confident on the ball at all this year. He had a couple of decent goals. He looked good in a couple of games at home. But, man, when you're playing in an NFL stadium with, 30,000 fans, it's real fucking easy to look good at home.
Do they have plans for a stadium?
They have to, yeah, I think so. I think it's like 3 years down the road or something like that, 2 or 3 years. But I'm pretty sure the league, I could be wrong, but made it to where if you're coming in now, you have to be able to
have a stadium.
They're not doing the whole
Miami and West AFC shit anymore.
No.
That's why Sacramento's not in the league, because they'd be playing in front of a water park.
When we were watching the semifinal that night, and there was just like a Ferris wheel and then a water slide in the
What's
background.
going on here? Playing in Icon Park. Also, did you see that in the group chat today?
Which one?
What I found at Tin Roof?
Oh, yes. I meant to save the video, and then I was going to
I
post
have it
it.
saved.
What did you find?
I found an Inter Miami sticker put up on our amps up in the main room.
Did you have a ceremonial burning in the middle?
Oh, but I did. I fucking did.
If you send me the video, I'll throw it over the podcast.
It'll be up on Twitter here in a little while, I'm sure.
Thank God.
But yes, no, I burnt it. I walked into the kitchen and I was like, "Who's got a lighter?" And they were like, I was like, "This is
Like
bad
7
juju."
of them raised their
Yeah.
hands. Yeah.
I was like, "This is bad juju. It can't be just thrown away. It's got to be burnt."
Yeah.
Like, I can't have this in here. So to you bitch ass Miami fan that watch our podcast and lurk our Twitter or whatever,
fuck you, bud.
you thought you won, but you didn't, bitch.
He put it on
It probably
amp?
smelled like ass when you burned it.
Oh yeah, no, it didn't smell good at all. I had to
Probably
walk away.
smelled like
I gotta
play in the Yankees' failure.
I gotta sage that whole fucking place now, man.
Bring the Yankees up tonight, didn't sorry.
Well, considering their last game was in,
Yeah,
that I had to.
that's fair.
You know, the Yankees would
Smelled like
be
pine tar.
the Yankees would have like 400 World Series right now if ands or buts existed.
Yeah.
So
Al sent me. Oh, we should have tried to get Al up here. That's what we should have.
yeah,
He sent me something today.
over to Al.
Yeah. And it
It's a tie game.
was all the rings that the Yankees had won. And it was a decent amount of them were before African Americans were allowed to play in the league. And then 10 of them were with, or no, a couple of them were only when there was 10 teams in each league. And then it was 2 that were like actually acceptable. And I'm like, you're just really that salty that you're going to
Living off of Babe Ruth, baby.
the Yankees fans, yeah, none of them were alive when they won at least 60% of those rings. So it's like, all right, calm down a little bit. You have 27, but we get it. But they're literally 100 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no. Well, if you're a Yankees fan, fuck you. If you're a Tottenham fan, fuck you.
Fucking Tottenham got robbed.
No, that wasn't robbery.
Yes, it was.
Harry Kane was off.
It went off the defender.
No. It hit him, did it not? Did it not? Did he not head that ball
Yeah.
back into the box from an offsides position?
The header wasn't offside. The header that meant to go back across the box, that guy wasn't off. Then it went off the defender to Harry Kane, and it's a deflection, which offsides is null and void.
I'm pretty sure that guy was offsides. Was he
It
not?
just wasn't.
No. Fuck Tottenham.
Yes, but they got robbed. And
Also,
it's great to see.
Also, fuck Conte. The red
Yeah.
card right at the end there.
That man can piss the hell off. I
Well,
used to like that man.
He can just barely make it into the Champions League to lose the first round, so that way Tottenham has no European competition for the rest of the year. And then when they finish like 7th this year in the league, they'll just have nothing next year.
Watch them get drawn with Bayern next year in the Champions League again. Really put them to shame.
Well, they won't be in the Champions League next year, so truthfully,
could be right now. I could see is City, Arsenal, Newcastle, and us.
Yeah, Newcastle could squeak their way in there, but if not, United's a sleeper right now, man.
United.
They've turned around. They've turned a corner.
Yeah,
You can't take it away from them.
Yeah, take an eye off them. Right
So really, I could see City, Arsenal, Chelsea, United being the top 4.
Here's the thing.
Liverpool could squeak their way in there.
They beat Liverpool, Arsenal, and Tottenham.
In the league?
Yeah.
This year.
Well, it's like the same thing that everybody says about us, like, oh, you got to win the big games, and then we beat Liverpool, and they're like, oh, fuck you, Liverpool shit. Oh, fuck you, Tottenham shit. They lose every game. Like, no, these are big games. Like,
they're big games, but they are not the greatest teams.
No, but when they beat us, like United, when they beat us at OT, like that was a good game.
Mm-hmm.
The scoreline doesn't reflect how that game was played because honestly, that first goal by Martinelli goes in by fractional offsides. It's a completely different game. It's a 1-1, potentially even a 2-1. So Eric Ten Hag's turned that team around. He's got some confidence in him. I could see them making top 4. It's potential. I definitely see them finishing in European competition for sure.
Yeah, with how good Lisandro Martinez has been playing, and on top of the fact that Casemiro is now back to form, because having that.
Fuck Casemiro, but
I'm sorry, but that man he's back.
Yeah,
he's back, and with him being able to sit in front of that back line.
I think that's part of the reason that Martinez is back in form because
he has that rocket.
He has that ability to be able to play a little bit deeper, to know that he's got that help. Like he was getting caught out there by like Ivan Toney. Like yes, Ivan Toney's look good, but like having Ivan Toney's nuts dragged across your head, that's not a fucking good look.
I mean, we can talk about the height difference with that one, but
well, and that's why he shouldn't be playing. I still stand by the fact he'd be a better left back than he would be a center back.
He's been a top 3 center back this season.
Who do you put ahead of him? I don't agree with that statement, but I want to hear who you put ahead of him.
Top 3 center? Hell no.
All right, Twitter, react to that one.
Yeah, we'll let them hear that, but I'm curious to hear who your top 2 are.
So Thiago Silva's been a much better center back this season. I hate to say it, but Saliba's been. There's just 2 right there in Saliba, Thiago Silva.
Saliba's top 2.
No, Koulibaly.
He has gotten into form.
No, Trevor Chalobah's in better form than
still haven't
Koulibaly.
lost when he starts.
No, so my current top 3: Thiago Silva, William Saliba, Trevor Chalobah. And you could even throw
for the entire season though.
So far, since the matches that they've played, yeah.
Apart from 1 or 2 games,
can't put Chalobah above.
He hasn't lost a match.
We haven't lost.
Still,
the kid hasn't lost in 18 matches, man.
It's more. It's over 30 now. It's like 32.
Oh, really? Damn. I thought I saw something about
32.
18, 20 matches.
It's 32 or 34 at this point. He hasn't lost.
So when we watched him here in Orlando, I understand the hype behind him. In that 20, 25 minutes before he went out with that injury, kid looks like William Saliba. But he's more
like
mobile.
figure.
Yeah, he's more mobile. He's got more pace. He's able to move around a little bit more. He's so composed on the ball.
And he's got a nice little 5-head going too.
But he's up there for me, man, and that's coming from an Arsenal fan. Like, respect is due where respect is due. Now, Martinez is a top 5 for me. I would say he comes in at 4 or 5 for me. The only other person that I could potentially put ahead, who is...
Jesus Christ, I'm sorry, Brady is so ass right now.
Newcastle. Who plays for their back line? I'm trying to think. I'm blanking on the name.
Fabian is the only one I can think of off the top of my head. And he scored a banger this season, too.
Yeah, Fabian Scher is who I'm thinking of. He's got 1 goal in 11 matches. He's got an average of a 7.6 on Foot Mob.
That's pretty impressive.
So, and they've played some good teams this year, Newcastle, already. Like, they've earned their points.
Yeah.
Weren't they the one that had the 3-3 draw against City?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, so let's get back to the MLS.
Yeah, we went back for like 2 minutes, and we're like, no.
Yeah, fuck it. It's Premier League season.
There's only 3 games. Oh, Shaq Barrett just got ruled out. Oh, you know, our
All right, so
done, yeah.
we're not even going to really preview the playoffs because there's just bullshit.
Yeah. We got 3 games left.
Who's your final? Who's playing in the final for you? And who's winning it?
I'm going to go unpopular here. I'm going Philly and Austin. And then
Wow.
That's
I'm
a
thinking
that's a good one.
LAFC should be there just by their squad. But I think Austin's underrated going into this game. And if you have money to throw on Austin, they're probably plus money. So go ahead and do that. But then I'm taking Philly in the final.
Disclaimer, we don't have any betting
Affiliations.
Yeah, we don't have any betting affiliations. We don't
This
have
is not
any
gambling
this
advice.
is not us advising you to do anything.
I was just saying if you do,
I'm taking 20% of your winnings.
Use code 47 at checkout.
but yeah, then you got to take Philly in the final. I think. Again, maybe Austin comes through in the clutch, but I think Philly's just such a good team, and if they're playing that Philly NYCFC's got to be. They're in Philly because Philly's in 1 seed.
Yeah.
So I don't see them losing at home. Yeah, so I got Philly going all the way.
It's interesting because I have both opposite teams.
You have NYCFC winning in Philly.
I do.
The shocker. I think
I
that's
do.
the big
I
shocker
mean,
right there.
Yeah.
If you watch that Miami game, they were as dominant as
They
I've
look
seen
good,
them
man.
in a
They look
long
fucking
time.
good.
They're also playing
And
at
I
Citi
know
Field.
Philly has not lost at home this season.
No, they look good,
They
man.
could
I
take
can't
a
take
draw
that
to-
away.
They could take a draw to penalties, and who knows?
So
But
you
I mean,
have-
I could see NYC squeaking that out, and then I have LAFC, and
So,
then I have
LAFC.
LAFC beating.
NYCFC.
and
Yes,
in the
yes.
final. So, I'm different than both of you guys. I have LA winning against Austin. It's going to be a 2-1 for me. It's going to be a very tight game against Philly, but I think Philly takes that in pens. It's going to be maybe a 1-1 going into pens. You know, it's a toss up, but I think Philly squeaks it out at home. In the final, I think Philly takes it. I don't have a ton of confidence in LAFC in the big moment. They've had some big goals. They've had people come up for them. But Philly's just been so consistent all year that I think their real test is going to be against NYFC, who has looked phenomenal this playoffs. They always, man. Like,
Yeah,
I
you're right, too.
wouldn't mind if we squeaked our way into the playoffs every year if we turn the fuck up like they do. But
Yeah.
every fucking year, man, it's like it's a whole new squad as soon as they get into the playoffs. It's a whole new energy. Like,
Did they finish 4 seed?
Yeah.
yeah. Didn't they win it off of the 6th seed last year or some shit? Like,
You're asking the wrong person.
I think they played away pretty much the whole series. Like, I could be wrong. Somebody will correct us
Yeah.
in the comment section.
No, because last year we were the 6.
So,
Because Nashville was 3.
yeah. So, I don't
They had to be 5. They were in 7. They had to be 5. Or
5 or above.
Mhm.
But still, man, like, they turn the fuck up in the
I believe
playoffs.
They were 5 seed last year.
So 5 seed. They were playing 4. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably some. Fuck. I don't know. Doesn't matter.
All right. So let's move. Since we're talking a little international, we got a little time left. Let's move a little bit into the World Cup.
Got
Um,
24 days, 23 days.
So
Speaking of Philly, I can't
24?
believe I'm wearing a Bedoya jersey and just picked NYCFC.
so
Goodness.
I saw your message in the group chat about that documentary that's coming out on your
Yeah.
birthday, but I've been binging the Captains documentary that's come out on Netflix. That's the captains of 5 different clubs. It follows them throughout their journey of qualifying for the World Cup or not qualifying for the World Cup
When did this come out?
just recently.
Heard.
So it's Aubameyang, Thiago Silva, um, Luka Modric, and no, there's the Jamaica captain. Unfortunately,
Good shit.
unfortunately, I can't remember his name. And then there was I can't remember the name of the conglomerate of nations, but it's like a small like island. It starts with an N, like a small grouping of islands. It starts with an N. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be 100% real with you. That's what it starts with. But it shows them. It shows them go to. It shows them go to Qatar for their qualifying games, and it's like talking about how they've like never been outside to like something like this. They're walking around a mall that's got like the sky painted on the indoors, and it's like, wow, it's like it's outside, but it's inside. I'm like, oh my god, have you never been outside the favelas? Like, but it's a really good show, so it's something that's hyping up to the World Cup. What I am actually really excited about is the documentary that Zach sent in. Did you see that post, Berb?
I did not know.
So go ahead and explain it.
Corruption scandal.
Oh, actually,
Doc.
yes. Yes.
That is going to be
that.
right before the World
Groundbreaking,
Cup.
right
Oh,
before
yeah.
the World Cup. So, with all the bullshit that's going on with the World Cup, if you would have been able to secure a ticket, would you still be going?
I'm sorry, I was looking at the Netflix thing. You're going to say that again?
So, like, all the bullshit that's like all the rules, all the Qatar, like,
Yeah.
legislations and stuff like that, would you still be going to the World Cup if you were able to secure a ticket?
Yeah.
100%.
Absolutely.
My morals go out the window when it comes to the World
No.
Cup.
Well, you see, mine don't. I'd have to disagree with that. I would just wait another 4 years to go to a World Cup.
Oh, yeah, you
There's
only got 4
nothing.
years and it's
There's absolutely nothing that would make me go to Qatar, especially now with everything else that you take your shirt off at the game, you're going to jail. Like, fuck
I don't
you.
have a problem with that. I'm not doing it anyway.
No, but like, fuck you. Who do you think
Yeah.
you are? Who the
It's-
fuck? Like, at the end of the day, your little like pea brain complex, like you could be wiped off the earth like that. You know what I mean? Like, have some respect for 50% of the world that is coming to play here. Watch these games.
Yeah. At the same time, it is like a my house, my rules type of thing.
Yeah, well, it should never be there to begin with, and that's why I
It-
won't
it
support
shouldn't.
that.
It shouldn't be there. You're right. But at the same time, the country's not going to compromise everything
No,
they've
yeah.
done.
No, I get that.
So
So that's
It-
where
it
I draw
seems-
that
yeah.
line is that FIFA should never be there. So I get why this country's not going to compromise their morals and the way that they live and do stuff like that. But where I draw the line is that I will make sure that if I had that ticket, I would make sure that this is the least profitable World Cup in history. So that way it is something that they look back on and be like, we might have fucked up here actually.
That's just
I
never.
mean,
You're
yeah.
like, sorry. It's like your one ticket isn't going to make that difference to them because there's so many other people out there that would snap that ticket up for double the price and
Right.
still go.
Well, that's the issue, though. It's like, all right, so all these fans of Argentina, how many of them are going to go to jail when they rip their shirt off after Messi scores? Like, you know what I mean? Like, like here's in America, we have this feeling towards football, like us in this room, but it's not like this national pride, like it is in Brazil, like it is in Argentina, like it is in Portugal, like it is in England. You know, like that is national pride. This is what they pride their nation on is
Mhm.
their football team. It's not the Olympics like we put emphasis on here. It's not American football. This competition is what these people live for.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you know, that's where I'm like, Ronaldo scores and all these Portugal fans take off their shirts and they're running around and like, how many of them are fucking going to jail? Like, are you really going to take all these fucking people to jail?
If it really just happens and it's just like a bunch of them do it at once, and you have this happening every game, one, you're going to run out of space in the jails. Two, realistically with that, fuck off. Like
They're
that's
they're
a
just
little
gonna
bit-
make pop up jails like they did the stadiums. That
It's-
is the only cool thing I think about the World Cup is that the fact that these stadiums can be tore down in a month and shipped around the world and
Yeah.
like put back up anywhere for these. So like next World Cup in America, we don't have to build stadiums. We can
Yeah, not that we have to do that, but
No,
Might as well
but
just take out Yankee Stadium while we're at it. and
Might as well
and the
be.
Trop.
there's a
might as well.
give NYCFC the first ever floating stadium and just build one on like rafts in the Hudson.
Put them out in the Hudson and just
Yep.
give them a good push. And just let them go wherever the fuck they go.
You're in international waters now. Sorry. Guys.
Mid match, you just get a bunch of Navy ships to go
Yeah.
up and push it. Bye bye. All right, so who do you guys have making a run in our group, and who do you have being the team to contend with this World Cup?
Make it like who makes it out of our group?
Who's
as a
like
farthest?
who makes the top? Who tops our group, and then who makes a run in the World Cup?
I'm gonna start off with the group, and realistically, right now it's England tops the group. Greg is just
Shite.
stupid as hell. So as long as he's at the helm, unless the boys pull out some miracle and just don't listen to Greg, I don't know how far we can get or get out of the group. Because Wales, like you look at it, Wales don't have the most talented team, but their most talented team is also, or their team is also basically level with ours.
just as talented
Yeah.
as we are.
So they may not have the names that are playing in the big leagues all over the place, but you still have Dan James, you still have Gareth Bale. And it's just their talent is pretty good when you look at it.
There's a reason Gareth Bale didn't retire.
He wants to finish out the World Cup.
Yeah, and it's this World Cup, so he's going out on a bang.
Using the MLS to just
Yeah,
get
fuck
ready for the
off.
World Cup,
Yeah.
really, yeah. And then even Iran, really can't count them out. They're not the greatest team, but they still fight hard and play. So
They're ranked like what 22nd in the FIFA World Rankings.
yeah,
Yeah. So-
they aren't a team to mess around with.
Mediterranean up top, very good player.
Yeah. So you taking England as well?
Yes, I am. However, England haven't looked good.
Yep.
It's not like we've looked bad. England's looked good. They've looked pretty poor themselves. So that group is really up for a toss-up right now.
Yeah, so that's the way I feel too. It's really going to come down to that game on Black Friday between the two of us. Who tops that group? Like, I think both of us can beat Wales. Now, yes, the Welsh side isn't somebody to sleep on, and even the Iranian side isn't anybody to sleep on. But I have confidence in the players that we have to be able to pull those games out. Now, when you play a side like England, it comes down to your manager has to have good tactics. Now, the thing that is helping us out is that across the byline, we have Gary Southgate.
Yes.
So,
I also just want to make a point that Wales-England game is going to be just as good
It's going to
Mhm.
be massive. Yeah.
as the USA-England game. Like, is getting a lot of hype, but
Oh, of
what's
course.
going under the radar is
Yeah,
Wales
no,
England
that
And do
game is
not
going to be a
surprised
banger.
If Wales squeaks out 3 points.
No,
in that
yeah.
one. And if that were to happen,
Wow.
that makes our life easier.
That
Yes.
that means Wales is finishing top of the group.
Give me Iran over England.
You
honestly.
see, I think we could take the game against Wales, but they could squeak that game out against England because of the fact of how much that that game's going to mean. So that could give us a shot to top the group. But I agree. I think England has the best chance of topping the group. Now, my team to win the World Cup this year.
3, 2, 1.
Brazil.
Yep, that was the right answer.
It's the same thing. I got Brazil too.
So
You got a
Brazil
whole
number
biscuit
2.
in your mouth.
Brazil going number 2 into the World Cup, I believe, or did they end up topping at the final FIFA
No, I
World
think
Cup?
I think Argentina's
Argentina's still up
but,
top.
Like,
That's a
they
shout.
mean business for real.
That's a shout. Absolutely.
How many games has it been since they've lost?
30 something.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
it's
34,
like
I
the
think.
Italy run, which, again, nothing to slouch on, but man, that Brazil team's going to be something.
Mhm.
That Brazil team's going to be something, especially with the 3 Gabriels out there.
The depth that they have is stupid. So stupid. Fabinho
Yet
and
they're still
Casemiro,
gonna
2
start
CMs.
Fred. He might find his passport. Who knows?
I mean, like, yeah. Well, that's what like Rafinha, Gabriel Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus, They've got
Vinny.
Vinny,
Rodrigo,
Rodrigo, Casemiro,
Silva at the back.
Thiago Silva. Who knows? What's his
Alisson and Ederson just
What's his
stay
name?
there.
Fucking
Ederson
curly hair might
stays
come out
defending
of
off the pitch,
fucking
though.
retirement. David
Huh?
Luiz. You know,
Oh,
he,
yeah.
he might just
Hell no.
come running out of nowhere and just give him some
hit
depth.
a 40-yard free kick. Knuckle top min.
Or get megged by Suarez on a counter.
Oh God.
It could happen, but at the same time, like you said, 40-yard top ends. Like you don't know what you're gonna get.
Ask Colombians how that one felt.
No, I think Brazil is the team to beat. Argentina will give them a run for their money, but outside of that,
Who's a dark horse?
my dark horse for this World Cup,
I know mine.
Uruguay.
I was gonna say Uruguay or Senegal.
Uruguay's my dark.
Senegal's not a bad shout.
Uruguay's my dark horse.
Mine isn't like a. I can't say it's a true dark horse, but I feel like they're not talked about enough. It's a big team, not talked about enough, and they've been playing good football. It's Germany.
Mhm.
Good team, but you don't really hear much about them.
The issue with them is we don't have a natural number 9. Now Timo is
Who
starting.
is we?
Sorry,
No.
relax. They don't have a natural number 9. You have Timo Werner. You have Kai Havertz.
Well, yeah, but Kai plays really well in like that second striker role.
Yeah, but like the days when they had Mario Gomez and like a true number
Yeah.
9
Yeah, those
that
are gone.
team and Miroslav Klose, like they were
Klose was,
unstoppable.
Yeah, different.
They
Yeah.
were borderline unstoppable.
Yeah, they're a
And ever
sleeper.
since they haven't had that number 9, 2018 World Cup. they
Oh,
went
that's just
outside.
the final curse. It's a winner's curse.
Still, they didn't.
Does France get it this year? Sorry, go ahead.
No, France does not get it this year. I don't. That team, yes, they've got a lot of talent there,
Too many
but
injuries.
Yeah, I
yeah,
was
there
gonna
are
say-
too many injuries. There's not enough time.
No,
for
I'm not
them.
saying the win. I'm saying do they get the winner's curse? Do they get
Oh.
knocked out in the group stage?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to find out.
So, my other dark horse I was thinking about is honestly Wales. I do have to say, like that team can be very scary.
Tournament style of play, like those dudes know how to get it done.
Yeah.
France has Tunisia, Denmark, and Australia. So Denmark and Australia.
I will. Now the winner's curse is funny, but every time Denmark has been in the same group as France, France has won the tourney. There's been 4 or 5 tourneys where that's happened, and France has won every single tourney.
Well, they're not winning this year. I do have to
just
say.
wanted to make that point.
So we got
that is
two.
that is a true fact. You go look it up.
But France, okay, so their injuries currently are Mike Magnan, starting keeper. Definitely starting keeper. And they just don't have anybody else injured on football. But Pogba's injured.
He's just come back.
Conte's done.
Varane for who?
Yeah.
For how long? You don't know.
And, yeah, I'm blanking.
Yeah, well, they'll probably have Lloris start for them. So by that fault alone, they're just not going to make it out of the group. So
I mean, he's been good recently.
I think their back line is better than Lloris is.
It's because they have 8 players sit in the box.
I mean, even
Well, I-
even in that Manchester United game, like he was a wall.
Yeah, the battle of fucking ping pong. The two of them just fucking sitting here like on opposite ends of the pitch, just booting it up to each other. Like for real though, the two of them hold the furthest back line in the entire Premier League. Like they average being in their own fucking 18 with 0 press.
You're talking about that grid that you sent earlier?
Just in general.
Where's the picture? Oh, it's gone.
Now you're gonna have to put it up on the screen. So
If I can find it. I'm all the way back to Pablo Mari getting stabbed.
well, it's before that.
Was it yesterday?
No, it was this
Oh, I
morning.
found it. All right. They're not. Who are we talking? We're talking about Spurs.
United and Tottenham. Yeah.
United is farthest to the left on line height.
Yeah. So that means they hold the lowest line in the
Yeah.
league.
And then Spurs is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Depending on if. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to say 7th. 8th. We're going to say 8th.
So
7th or 8th.
bottom 10.
Table, yeah.
Bottom 10 of line height. How high up are they?
They are. Man United is 7th, Spurs is 8th.
On height?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So they're in the
No.
bottom.
No, that's on press intensity. Sorry,
Oh, yeah. So press intensity, they're in the bottom 10 of the league.
they're bottom 10 in both.
So like I said, fucking ping pong.
Yeah.
Both of them are scared to fucking cross their halfway line.
I mean, that we saw United do it really well against Chelsea in the first 35 minutes until Potter realized he had lost the midfield and brought on Kovacic. So they can do it, but once the opponent counters, then
Well, but that's the thing. If they can hold the midfield, because against us, the only reason they scored is because we hold a fucking 52-yard line. All of their goals were off of counters where we got caught out of position. Like, we expose ourselves to that. And Ramsdale has been poor at shot stopping the entire year. But that's, that's...
then that's the manager's fault for leaving that open.
No, I mean, that's risks you take.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, obviously we don't... Gabriel is still young. Saliba's still young. But you give him 2 or 3 years, man,
Well, yeah, but then you got to know that as a manager and realize that you have a young back line that could possibly make mistakes.
And you're going to eat some of those goals. You're going to lose some of those games like away at United. But you're going to win the games that you know you can win, and you'll still be top of the table after 2 losses, or 2 draws and a loss.
Yeah.
So, all right, so Brazil, you have any other dark horses?
Give me Tunisia, man.
You never know, man. It means a lot. It means a lot. This competition means a lot, so you never know what you're going to see out there.
I have to look at the groups, because, I mean, I can name a couple of teams, but I don't know how the groups truly look like.
If it could end up as an Argentina-Brazil final, I think that would be one of the best finals we can see.
All right. So, last question on the World Cup.
Actually, second dark horse is the Dutch.
I was just going to say the Dutch.
Yeah.
That's another good team.
Last question revolving around the World Cup, and then we'll wrap it up here. Who plays number 9 for the United States of
Not
America?
Jesus Ferreira.
Ricardo Pepi. Has to be.
Or, I mean, are you just going off form currently?
I'm going off of form and the fact that Greg Berhalter's job is tied with Ricardo Pepi. The fact that Ricardo Pepi saved his job in the first half of World Cup qualifying, he is in debt to Pepi forever for that.
So I could get behind that. Now, the only thing that I have to add to that is, would Daryl DK have made a difference if he was healthy?
I think at this rate, with what we've seen from the strikers in the last couple matches, I think at this point he's at least warranted to have a shot at it. Because we haven't seen good striker play for the U.S. since the first half of qualifying, really.
So if we had a competent striker up top, it's like, how far could we go?
I mean, pretty far.
You know? So it's like, man, how important is Daryl in the next 4 years for us? I feel like he is probably one of the most important players on the U.S. men's national team roster
If he can stay healthy.
over the next 4 years. It's making sure that he stays healthy.
Well, West Brom's not doing that.
Making sure that he goes to somewhere where he can develop and get playing time. Like, that's...
Send him back to Barnsley, honestly.
Send him back to fucking here.
Yeah, please.
Loan him back here, yeah.
Please.
But then, all right, so you said Pepi.
Yep.
And then I asked based off of form because Josh Sargent is also carrying the championship up.
Yeah.
And he looks good. But then he gets into it. He puts a U.S. kid on, and it's just kind of like mediocre. So as soon both of them could be in great form, and they just go to shit.
So a lot of pressure on our number 9 right now, and I think that's playing into it.
The whole thing that, like, yes, Josh Sargent has improved, but every time he's put on that kit, it's just extremely underwhelming.
Yep.
So Pepi.
Yeah.
I'm the same.
Ferreira.
I was going to say that's my vote as well.
Just want to see if there's anyone missing.
I mean,
P. Folk.
I was going to say you could throw in P. Falk.
Are they still at the top of the league?
Yes.
And he's still going to be scoring goals then, right?
As of right now, yes. I think he has like 4 goals in the season.
Oh, then he's kind of slowed down a little bit.
Yeah.
3 goals, 3 assists.
Yeah.
and Becker's taking most of the goals.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he minimum
I
makes the
think-
squad.
Yeah, I think you go Pepe 1, Sargent 2, Pfok 3, as disrespectful that is to Pfok.
Mm.
Because the man's been scoring for a while, and Greg Berhalter just can't seem to get him in.
He
Yeah.
missed the one. There was one chance that he missed, and then everybody was back off. Like everybody was like, "No, fuck Jordan Pfok." But I
Yeah.
can't remember what match that was in.
I think it was
I've-
the final qualifying match, right? Or no, it was
It wasn't
the
Costa Rica.
Mm-mm.
it was the one we lost.
Costa Rica was the one that we lost, and then right before that we were playing Panama here.
Mm.
Was it after that?
I don't know.
I don't know, but yeah, I think Pepe is the best option as well. All right, well,
In terms of a man who can check back into the space, go up and get a header.
How's
and
you
get
right?
in behind. What?
How's you right? I forgot about that man. 7 goals, 10 matches.
it's a shout to make the team.
It's
I
a
think.
shout, but Greg Berhalter seems to already have his guys lined
Yeah.
up. So unless that man turns into Holland the next couple weeks, he's not making the squad.
All right, anything else to add?
Fuck Greg Berhalter.
Yeah.
Do you think John Brooks is completely done?
I hope not, man. I think that's one of our best defenders we have.
Because I think he's done a pretty good job.
He
at
should, yeah.
Benfica.
I mean, he should be. He's one of our best defenders that we have. Like, I don't think that there's any reason that we should be turning
Mhm.
away Champions League minutes. You know.
Yeah.
Like,
So let's say we take 4 center backs.
I was gonna say, who's your starting two? Who is starting tomorrow if the World Cup played?
I gotta go John Brooks. And
Robinson.
he's hurt.
Ah, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Miles is hurt. And then so Chris Richards is a shout. Mark McKenzie's a shout.
I can't stand that man.
I
Eric
can't
Palmer
stand.
Brown is
Yeah, I was
there.
gonna say we're not putting Walker Zimmerman in that squad at all. So,
Aaron Long can fuck off.
yep.
Thoughts on Carter Vickers?
It's another
That's a shout.
Yeah. I mean, he's been playing in the Champions League, and they haven't won a game in the Champions League. So, I mean, the defense realistically has gotten torn apart in the Champions League against good competition, and that's the same competition that you're going to be playing against in the World Cup.
Yeah, but do you put that solely on him?
No, you can't,
Yeah.
but it's just conceding after conceding.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, I think Brooks should be in the squad personally. Like I said, I don't think we're in a position to be turning that type of experience away, especially with the back line that we have. So, I've been saying it for a long
I
time.
totally agree. What if English? What if one other center back gets hurt?
Yeah.
We're done.
That's what I'm
We're
saying.
done.
If you
Serginho
don't
Dest.
take John, if you do not take John Brooks and another center back gets hurt during the World Cup or in the next couple weeks,
Yeah.
who can you rely on? You can't.
Get
You
Marcus
can't.
Alonso to be an American.
Give me
Play
What's
center
the
Thomas
third
Williams.
Marcus Alonso shot tonight?
Yeah, that's the
Goodness.
greatest striker that never was.
just like
Man.
Erjan Kara.
No, him and greatest striker just doesn't belong in the same sentence no matter what. Ever. Yeah.
All right. Well, hope you guys enjoyed this banter episode, but we got to start getting out of here. A little World Cup review and just Premier League bullshit.
Yeah.
Little finals preview.
A little
But
bit of everything.
yeah, if you like what you saw here, make sure you give us a thumbs up. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you turn on the notifications because Zach will be putting out the fan reacts here soon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Slacking.
You really thought we would let that slide.
But yeah, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Catch more content on Instagram at OCFanTV, on Twitter at OCFanTV22. If you're hearing the sound of my voice, you clearly found us through our link tree on Apple Music, Spotify, all that stuff. If you're watching us, then you're watching us on YouTube. So, like I said, make sure you hit that subscribe, like button. But Zach has one thing to add.
I got two things to add, and I'm gonna do the nice one first.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this, I don't know your actual name, but you're Gambit Knife on Twitter.
Yeah,
Thank
facts.
you very, very,
No,
very
man.
much.
We really appreciate that.
That was fantastic from you. So we fully appreciate you.
Just know that that will get used the right way. You're really helping out something that we all believe in here. So, like he said, thank you. And if you all want to be like Mr. Gamma, then buy us a coffee.
Feel free.
Link
Link
below.
Link down below.
And I gotta be a dickhead now because whoever has the Twitter handle at OCFanTV, no one cares about your stupid ass Jason Christ murder mysteries. They will soon be about you, so you can fuck off and give us a damn handle. Fuck you.
Spooky season, man. You never know what could happen.
That's true.
You might disappear off the face of the planet. You never know.
That's coming from you.
Hey, no, I'm
hey.
saying spooky season. You never know what could happen. I'm not making any accusations or anything. I'm just saying. You never know.
Okay, just know I'm not involved. FBI, please.
Well, I mean, you're the one that keeps telling the guy that you're going to turn his Twitter handle into murder mysteries about himself. So,
You know, you got
I was
no
never
proof.
here. I was never here.
but we appreciate you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more bullshit from us.
Fuck
And
the Ravens.
Yeah, absolutely. Fuck the Ravens and fuck the Bucks.